Okay. It's funny. People with ADHD, when there's a crisis, I don't know, we want to say something, but we don't. And, we're funny that way. I noticed this morning a headline, the Irving media, but I just glanced through it. And I want to read this with a comment about everybody's talking about defund the police, defund the police. And then I guess the Fredericton police, the staff are coming out forward. I don't know really what they said, but I'm going to read this and offer a comment. Okay? This is done by two Irving reporters. Defund the police, abolish the police. These phrases are variation of words, more profane, appeared on signs of a peaceful demonstration in Fredericton earlier this month, followed by the volley of emails, counselors with similar words. Okay, blah, 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 blah. But local officials and police brass, both past and present, say they would not seriously consider the idea of chopping the police force budget or relocating funds for other social service. Yeah, really. Arguing the situation in Fredericton is much more different than the strife in many American cities. Yes, it is different. Very different. They don't go around and beating people up. What they do is worse. They make sure that they arrest you. There's no lawyers at the police station. They make you sign, they put you in a jail cell. Say, look at that, he has ADHD. Oh, look at that. Oh, he's a smoker. Oh my God, that's better. Come on in, buddy, come on in. There you go. Sign, how long's been there? Oh, 6 hours. Okay, sign these conditions and you'll be out of here in 5 minutes. So then he's ready to sign, he or she. Take it away and say, oh, there's conditions. Police condition. Police condition. And you could say you promise not to fart on King Street. You will sign those pieces of paper because you want to get out of there and have a smoke. So that's how they do it here. And they make sure you have no access to a lawyer. And they could falsely accuse you to be a pedophile. They could even intimidate witnesses of 2 years in jail if they dare to step forward and testify. That's the way the Fredericton Police Force act. Focus, Charles. After a few key voices calling for greater attention paid to the idea of community policing, that will never happen here in Fredericton. A model that Fredericton embraced more than 30 years ago has since given less priority. Of course not, because they do the dirty work inside the police force to go after certain people. That's a fact. I have the proof. I got the videos and everything. They'll even send police officers from other cities to harm you. That's how they do it. If they pray. Coward. Okay. The idea of defunding the police has sparked heated discussion over what should be done to end police brutality against minorities and ensure public safety. Minorities. What minorities? What are we talking about? Is it talking about poor people in general? Don't matter what kind of minority, but you say you're poor, you're not considered a race or whatever. Nobody will fight for you. Many views, including everything from disbanding existing force, okay, blah, blah, blah. Barry McKnight, the man that was forced to resign at the age of what, 40, was it 44? It's because of me, because he lost control of the police force. Barry McKnight, that believed that I was a pedophile and raided this little place with the sexual child exploitation unit. Let's see what he says. Who served with the Fredericton Police Force between 1988 and 2012. Yeah, he was forced to resign because he lost control, including 7 years as chief, said while the word defund the police might sound scary to people who worry about protecting their community from lawlessness, He views it more as a call for reform. Yes, reform, community policing. Don't falsely accuse innocent citizens to be pedophiles. And never mind, focus, Charles. It's serious business the police are in when things go badly. How long here? 5 minutes. I'll go for another minute. Go badly as we see over and over again. They go very, very badly. That's twice. He told the Daily Gleaner, society needs to be putting a lot of scrutiny into the governance and oversight of the armed agent of the state. The police, scrutiny, and reform is what is needed in a lot of cases. Yes, Barry, you should have not paid attention to your idiots cops and leave me alone. You will still have a job today. The former chief said police organizations should be in a continuous state of reform, taking of better ways to solve problems and prevent crime. Of course, stop chasing. Barry Midnight, his main goal was to chase people that's riding a bicycle with no helmet. Now that's policing. He believes the key is to continue the effort of undertaken by his predecessor as Fredericton Police Chief, the late Gordon Mac Carcel. I didn't know this guy. And his successor, Leanne Fitch. Yeah, Leanne Fitch, the one that sent the 2 cops after me from Edmundston. Oh yeah, very good chief. That's what we need. Charlie, focus. What's wrong with you? Of home and breast and community policing model. No. Leanne Fitch was the worst police chief we ever had there. Midnight will not comment on the action of the new police chief, Roger Brown, who recently disbanded Neighborhood Action Team, reassigned officers from 2 community offices and the 3 city high school. The former chief said he has been retired for 8 years and doesn't know the force current operation needs. Brown was unavailable for an interview because he's recovering from surgery. Oh, really? However, Deputy Chief Matt Tagadet, now this should be good. He's the one that was with Leanne Fitch to have me attack on the street. Matt Tagadet acknowledged that some of the community-based model has been recently set aside. Chief Roger Brown arrived last year, looked at the lay of the land and the resources we have, the calls for services and retool. He said in an interview, we redeploy our resources to the front line and criminal investigation. Our platform have increased in numbers because at one point we were unable to answer the critical calls. Oh, what's that? What's that? Riding a bicycle with no helmet? Got that. And there's bodies disappearing all over the place. Cadet on the force for 25 years said the situation in Fredericton has changed dramatically, speech impairment, in recent years. To battle crime, Brown, an RCMP veteran, shift officers from the high school and switched to community policing on York Street to an investigative team, a drug team, and street crime unit with plainclothes officers doing mid-level investigation while re-established. Platoons that had 9 officers doing regular patrol has not gone up to 16. I never seen none stop a guy riding a bicycle with no helmet. Cadet makes no apologies for the return to a more reactive, old-fashioned policy model. In the last 3 years alone, he pointed out the city has suffered 7 homicides. Yes, I wonder why. Stop chasing people riding a bicycle with no helmet. Focus on the real crime. We have missing people in cold cases. Yeah, focus. He said there's a Met problem. Duh. And we have an outlaw motorcycle gang, I don't touch that move right into our backyard. Don't know nothing about that. Safer that way. Okay. To cut or not to cut? Idiot Mayor Michael Bryant. Okay, enough of that. Was that 9 minutes too long? But the Fredericton Police, I'm going to start my series there, going 1 to 15 with facts. What the Fredericton Police does to go after people with mental illness and they have no money. That's the focus. But it's funny, the Irving media don't cover that.